Listo.
Okay guys, I've had tons of questions about getting weapons in a foreign country, and I'm gonna go over my AR-15 today. So, something very interesting, okay? First let me talk about this red thing right here. The ammunition here is 223 normally, and 5.56s are illegal and 223s are legal. Very crazy situation. So I don't know, a lot of you guys don't necessarily know the chamber differences between 5.56 and 223, but there's chamber differences between 5.56 and 223. And in the past, I've had some issues being overseas and trying to run 223 ammo through an older 5.56 weapon, maybe like a Vietnam era or post-Vietnam era like this is. And we'll get into more of this amazing, this is actually a Colt Commando, an original Colt Commando, crazy. But get a little more into that. But what happens is your casings can stick in the chamber, you can have failure to eject, failure to feed issues, all kinds of issues, because the chamber it's not chambered for the round. Slight differences, but it can cause problems. I'm not gonna bet my life on some of those problems, okay? So, on something that has problems. So the military out here and police are corrupt. They run 5.56, so it's very easy to get military ammo. Red tape on my magazines with the tracer rounds, because I don't want to necessarily be giving off my position or depending. I just want to know when that's in there, okay? I want to know when the tracer ammo is in there. So let's talk a little bit about this rifle. This is actually a Colt M16, Colt Commando M16, but M16s are not legal in this country, okay? So what was done to it, it has been converted to have a different serial number. It's been ground off where it says Colt, and it's been converted to have a different serial number, and you have to have permission here, okay, from the government. So, and here is my personal permiso for this particular firearm. And let me cover up the sensitive information. And well, grabar todo eso. And this is the Honduras permission to carry a AR-15 right here, and 100% legal, but very, very difficult to get. There's very few people that have them in this country. And as I was showing you, this one in particular is actually an M16, but it's legal because it's been changed. So of course, all you got to do is drop in a full auto trigger and it goes full auto. So you know, it's part of being in third world countries, guys. You know, it's knowing a politician that can make it legal for you, and if this has a semi-auto trigger in it, it's legal. If it has a full auto trigger in it, it's illegal. But it's 100% legal, registered. When you go down to the ballistics, they fire your weapon, you register it to this card, they check the rifling in the barrel, they keep some of the bullets, so everything's on record. And they don't ever use any of that information, but they have it down there. They have the ability to do so, or they say they have the ability to do so, but I feel like they actually don't really have the ability to do so. They don't have the manpower, you know. I feel like the statistic is at or around 1% of homicides here where I'm currently at are even investigated and then solved, and then most of them are not even investigated. So that's a little bit about this. I'll show this is clear right here. We got the Bone Tactical on here. I've had a lot of questions on this. Why do I have a cheap rail? Why do I have a front light? Why do I have, you know, all this kind of stuff? Well, honestly, you know, I can run my front light like this if I need to, you know, and with just this finger, and the rail helps when I'm in tight here. I really like the fact that this is small because I can get in and out of vehicles with it. And these rounds are actually better for penetrating armor, especially vehicle armor. And here where I'm at, a lot of times vehicles are lightly armored or poorly armored, and these rounds 5.56 rounds will pass through vehicle armor or light armor, even body armor like pistol vests and stuff like that a lot better than an AK will, even though an AK is much more damaging for soft tissue. So AKs are 100% illegal. You can't even get a paperwork for an AK or anything like that. So that's not even actually an option, but SKS is an option. Ruger Mini 14 is another option if you want to stay in this caliber. These are, like I said, these are very difficult to get. The Ruger Mini 14 is a little easier to get. But that's the thing, guys. You got to have a card. You got to carry this with you everywhere you go. This card has to go through a security company. Okay, they don't just give AR-15s to anybody. They got to go through a security company, and then it has to be legal as far as. And you know, I wouldn't necessarily carry this every day. It's definitely not an EDC item here. It's more of a home protection item, or you know, base protection item, you know, home base type thing, or carrying, you know, if the situation applies. If you know, for example, when we were transporting millions of dollars of gold, that would be a time when you would want to have some heavier equipment. If it's just a everyday, daily basis, I'll have just my sidearm, you know, and that's about it. So that's what I wanted to tell you as far as getting in and out and having, you know, making sure that you have your permission. Very difficult to get. You have to have your residency, you have to have a passport, you have to have, you know, all of your documents and ducks in a row. Very important. You don't want to end up in a foreign prison. So trust me, been there, done that, not fun. Bone out.